Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here, and thank you for the previous speaker talking about business developers. I hope that we can bring you one type of solution for that. I hope the microphone stays on because my ears seem to be too small for this device. It's kind of feeling very shaky. Anyhow, I'm talking about Japan market and pharmaceutical licensing and medical technology, medical device distribution. I'm from a company called Innomedica. We're a 15-year-old company based in Helsinki, London, and Tokyo. We're specialized on the European and the Japanese market on licensing, partnering, distribution arrangements, client acquisition, and the planning of those operations. We have a team of 8 people, so we're a boutique. We're only focused on life sciences, so we're quite a good size boutique for this business. We have Anna and myself here today. You probably see us around our booth, and I'd like to introduce our senior advisors, Dr. Jim Phillips and Mr. Noro, who run our London and Tokyo offices. They're the senior door openers. I also would like to mention our co-sponsoring company, Patik. They're not a patent office in the sense of they don't write patents, but they do kind of intelligence for patents and patentability analysis and so on. Also, thank you for Culminatum for giving us the opportunity to have this great co-marketing project. Okay, then to the subject. I'll start with the pharma licensing, and then I'll get into the medical technology, the medtech area. Japan is the second largest healthcare market after USA. It has 130 million people, and everybody is covered by insurance. And if you look at the figure of 13% of the global market in pharmaceuticals, US accounts for 28%. So it's almost half of the US. Why is that? Because not all US citizens are covered by insurances. So you have to really think about Japan is your second market to go to. They are saying that China will go over Japan in 2016, but I still think that for innovative products, Japan is going to be a very good market. Just some characteristics, 250,000 doctors, 10,000 hospitals, 100,000 clinics, very good very well established healthcare system. 40% of the pharma products are consumed in large hospitals. Japanese people like to go to hospital doctors and get the medication from them instead of from the pharmacies. Many global top players are Japanese. Everybody knows Takeda, Astellas, Eisai, etc. And but there's also a large domestic market in Japan, which means that there's lots of medium-sized companies that work solely on Japan market. A lot of them are wealthy, family-owned companies, and the cash situation is quite strong. It is the fastest aging population of the major markets. Really, Alzheimer's, Parkinson, the elderly diseases are very, very important for the Japan market now. CV, metabolic disorders, anti-infectives, good sellers. Generics don't have a very good reputation in Japan, so generic competition is not so strong in Japan. Yeah, if I look at the key therapeutic areas where Japan, it's quite similar to us, although we always think that Japanese people live more healthy than Europeans. But it is really the CV, the CNS, metabolic disorders getting bigger, diabetes getting bigger, COPD important. Japanese people smoke a lot. Cancer is the biggest killer in Japan. And if you look at the sales of individual drugs, the biggest selling drugs is Eisai's Alzheimer's product. Then the second and third are hypertension, products by Takeda and Novartis. So hypertension big too. If I look at this should also include the word Japan. So pharma and biotech license deals in Japan recently. There is a good amount of license deals done in Japan. Last year there was 3 so far since last Friday, up to last Friday. And if you look at the deal values, the average upfront in 2011 was $19 million. Average deal value about $150 million, and about half of the deals are done in early phases, so preclinical phase 1. Very often you say it's 60% globally, Japan 50%, but it's still a lot of the deals are done in early phases. Well, how do you get to the Japan market? It says here in the middle, then a miracle occurs. How do you get there? For faster results, we always like to say that go to Japan. The decisions are done in Japan. They're not done in the European subsidiaries. So you have to engage in discussions in Japan. How do you initiate negotiations in Japan if you don't have a track record there and your own network? Use senior door openers and local negotiators. And I'm not only saying it because we have a very senior guy in our Tokyo office, but this is a very good way to go to the Japan market. You do need to understand a little bit about Japanese business culture, the punctuality. You do need to answer the emails within a couple of days. You have to be very formal, show respect, and understand that the decisions are group decisions. So if you are bringing in a licensing product, the whole level directors are doing a group decision. So you need to have somebody lobbying to many people. You need to talk to many people. Once they decide, they're fast. Language, not everybody is fluent in English. Some of you might have been in meetings in Japan where you have 15 people around the table and they all nod and they all laugh at the right point, but there's really one or two who understand English. So we also suggest that using local person who's able to talk with everyone in their native language and having some summaries of your products in Japanese is very good. When you think about your licensing strategy, how do you go about Japan? License agreement in Japan gives validation for your product. There's a lot of young virtual companies that we've helped, and actually their first license deal has been in Japan. What has happened after that is like a domino effect. The rest of the world goes really quickly. You might be talking to several big pharmas, like one of our client references, Biotech Therapies. We licensed their product to Seika Kagu in very early preclinical phase. And right after the deal, Roche took the rest of the world. And they had been talking with Roche and other big pharmas way longer than with Japanese companies. It enables you to still have the European and US licenses, so it's not exclusive. If you take Japanese market, the other big pharmas are not going to say no. It's okay that you share Japan and the other world. And also keep in mind, several Japanese companies are interested in global rights. Okay, then Medtech Distribution. How about that? Again, the market is huge. It's about 10% of the world market in medical device. 80% of medical facilities are privately owned. What does that mean? When we are in Europe in the public hospitals talking to them, they have the bidding processes. So you have to try to get a hospital district to buy a product all of them one time, and then they don't buy anything for 2 years until the next bidding. Well, Japanese hospitals and medical facilities don't work that way because they're private and they're competing for patients to come to their clinic. They want to have the best devices, so they buy directly from you, hospital by hospital, or the distributor. High quality, innovative products, appreciated. Premium price is okay, no problem. And also, Japan has had a notorious reputation for difficult regulations and reimbursement issues. So not a lot of products were going into Japanese market. About half of the products available in Europe and US are in Japan nowadays, because of what they call the device lag. It was too slow, it was too difficult, it was too protectionist. Well, 2009, the Japanese government started a five-year program where they decided to fight the device lag and make it a little bit easier to get your products to the Japan market. This way, the doctors are getting what they want, the best products they need to take care of their patients and the aging population. Many global leaders in medical device, again, are Japanese. Toshiba, Hitachi, Omron, Olympus, to mention a few. So again, if you're interested in technology licensing, there's somebody who can take your products globally. Just something to say that all the Japanese reference labs and all the 500 hospital laboratories are up for molecular diagnostics. Molecular diagnostics is the fastest growing diagnostics area in Japan at the moment. So that's in the diagnostics. What are interesting areas in Japan? Allergies, very big. Cedar allergy right now is huge. There's products, there's masks with the Burberry pattern in Japan. Everything is selling. Eye drops, so this is very important. COPD, cancers, products that are good for Japan market in medical device, therapeutic and surgical equipment, home therapeutic equipment. Everybody has at their home gadgets for wellness, beauty, healthcare. This is very good. And dialyzers. In Japan, it's not customary to, usually you don't want other people's body parts in your body, so you don't do kidney transplantations. So dialyzers are big, and the technology is involved in that, making life easier for dialyzing patients. How to enter then in the medtech? If you're a small company, we advise to get local distributor who will take care of the regulatory process and the reimbursement process. It's easier, it's more efficient, and it's cheaper. So find a distributor that has experience in your product class registration. They will take care of it. Otherwise, if you're a large company, you can, of course, open your own subsidiaries and sales. Or always licensing is interesting. There are 1,400 distributors in Japan. This is my last slide. So make sure that you pick the right one. The market access points in Japan differ from Europe and US. For example, there's no oncologists. Oncology is taken care by dermatologists if it's melanoma, so there's not oncology specialists. So it's a different market entry point. You have to understand the market to understand how to place your product. The faster you get your product registration done through a distributor or something, the faster you're on the second largest healthcare market. I want to encourage companies to tackle the market. Get somebody who speaks your language and get somebody who speaks also Japanese, such as Innomedica or one of our dear European competitors. But do not wait, because the longer you wait, the further you push your potential sales from Japan. With those words, I would like to conclude and mention that we worked with 250 projects, and actually more than that, in the past 15 years. We have a great track record, been helping several companies also here in Sweden, and hopefully soon we also will have some desk space in southern Sweden. We're very keen in Lund area and this southern Sweden area. Yes.
Before we say arigato, I wondered, you mentioned there is a broader health insurance covering everyone.
Yes.
And at the same time, you have privately owned hospitals.
Yeah.
Is there any conflict between those?
No, the private hospitals are just the ones that provide the services, but everybody's insured by the government.
You mentioned that people don't use generics.
No. Japanese people...
is it because of the privately owned hospitals, or no?
No, it's about the trust. It's something. It's also a cultural issue. I mean, they like Louis Vuitton bags and they like Pfizer drugs.
What about the copies?
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton copies? No.
No, it's the real thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
you
for
for
adding
telling.
that. Yes.
There was another question, I think, here.
Yeah.
According to the audience, people in Japan believe that quality and price is the same.
As I mentioned, the 40% of the pharmaceuticals are consumed by by hospitals. So 40% of the drugs actually go through the doctor. So this is the reason. Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
Can you? That's okay. Any more questions from the audience? Yes, please. Can you give him Thomas a microphone? He mentioned Japan just 15 minutes ago, so please go ahead. Not yet.
No, it doesn't work. Okay,
Yes.
now, yes, you had a slide with statistics on license deals in Japan. I wonder what the statistics really are in terms of what the licensors are. Are they, I mean, and the licensees, are they European-based or are they US-based, or is it like
I didn't look into, of course, in Medtrack you can get all kinds of statistics out. I just looked at the general numbers. These are licensed for Japan market. So whether it is whoever is the out licensor, I didn't include that information here. They are licensed in both in Europe and US very much.
So you would say it's like it's not a dominating US license givers here, but rather a split. Also European companies.
Well, we from our about 1/3 of our clients are U.S. clients, and about 2/3 are European. Of course, because we're also in Europe, it's kind of natural. But from U.S., especially the West Coast, there's lots of Japanese expats living. So there's also a connection there. There are a lot of U.S. drugs, but I don't see any why it should. I don't see any specific reason why Europeans cannot survive. The only problem is unless you have, if you forgot to do your patents in Japan, please remember to patent in Japan. It's the second largest healthcare market.
I think was one more question here somewhere.
Yes. Well, that too.
Can you repeat the question, please?
He asked whether sleep apnea is big because COPD is big. Yes. There's sleep apnea. There's lots of competition, lots of competitive products in that area, but it is a good market. Big market.
Good. Anything else? Or is it time to say arigato? Is it arigato or arigato?
Arigato.
Arigato.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.